I'll dismiss it with the contempt that it deserves. I mean, I'll be taken for a fool to even, listen to him with rapt attention. As soon as he starts a sentence and I know that this is where he's headed, I just stop him and say, look, my brother, I think that you should tell that to the Marines. Tell that to the Marines. After all the sweet promises, the misrepresentations, the false statements, the grandstanding, he will have the effrontery. No. That's how come I find his election as I'm like, sometimes I just wonder, I'm like, what are we doing? That after all the misrepresentations, the false statements, the grandstanding, he still got elected. Look, somebody just developed a database of the promises that he made, okay, prior to 2016, right? And we have at least 26 of them. At least 26 of them. They said they will strengthen the CD, they will build concrete roads. Look, let's just run through a few of them. In 18 months of an MPP government, no community in Ghana will have water or toilet problem. Please, and it's on Ghana Web. 2, under an MPP Akufo-Addo government, the economy will grow and grow and grow. And there will be jobs and jobs and jobs. 3, if the fundamentals of the economy are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. 4, we have arrested the depreciating CD and given the keys to the IGP. 5, an MPP government will move Ghana from taxation to production. 6, NDC has resorted to increasing taxes under the economic difficulties they created. An MPP government will do differently. 7, we don't have to borrow for roads. All we need is to tow the roads. The money is here. 8, we will start constructing roads with concrete instead of asphalt. 9, we are building a new harbour in Cape Coast. 2020 MPP manifesto launch. 10, we are building model SHS in Zongo communities in each of the 16 regions of the country. 11, we will build hostels for Kayaye. 12, we will build a Dubai medical city. 13, Momo is for the poor. It will not be taxed. Yet, he was part of the government that imposed e-levy on us. 14, Bawumia secures 18 billion Chinese loan for Ghana. 18 billion. Where is it? 16, free internet for university and SHS students. 16, Kayaye won't pay taxes under MPP. 17, the MPP government has created 2 million jobs. 18, the MPP government has paid 17 billion for excess capacity. Ask John Jinapo, he's tackled them, sir. Now they've fled. 19, we'll replace textbooks with laptops for SHS students. 20, we'll remove taxes on sanitary pads, as we speak now, and so on. 21, we will build a new satellite campus of UDS in Yendi. 22, MPP would have built 1,000 factories with a 40 billion loan. 23, Ghana's motor insurance database, first of its kind in Africa. 24, Ghana's interoperability between the bank accounts and mobile accounts is first in Africa. It turned out to be lies. 26, right. Ghana's motor insurance database is more advanced than that of the UK, and so on. 26. And you
Airport in Cape Coast.
Airport in Cape Coast, very, very deceitful. So I said, a man, I look at it and I'm like, this man is giving John Mahama an easy pass in 2024.
Is that the case?
Yeah, easy pass, Bawumia. Oh, no, he will be routed. And that's how I have pain. That's why I keep calling on the churches to come together, the churches and the TUC, because they have numbers, so that will present another candidate to rival Mahama, because it's clear that Bawumia is not the man to rival Mahama. We need to be able to show that we have a
wealth of... That's your assessment.
Yes. Bawumia is not the one to rival Mahama. No. You think Ghanaians, we are fools. Now we sit here, we are suffering. Look at the exchange rate, right? From the beginning of 2022, from about 6 cedis. Today, you're paying anywhere between 13 and 14 cedis. It's so expensive when you have debts in dollars and pounds sterling. You're crying every day. Yeah? Ask people who have debts. Well, okay, we are always watching the cedi exchange rate. We are always living on the edge. We are always in anxiety. Your government took so much, the DDEP, pensioners' money, all this, and you say that I will vote for Bawumia. Oh, well, please, I will entertain him. Look, TUC has to sit up, TUC and the churches, they have to come together and get another candidate to rival Mahama. Because when you read it, it's like, so are we saying that in Ghana, we don't have enough men, we don't have enough credible and competent men to rival Mahama? That's what I see. Alan is not one of those because he sat in the Akufo-Addo ship for too long and the ship sank with him. That's how come Alan is not, for me, a viable candidate to rival.
You don't
Mahama.
see Alan Chamanting having any significant impact in the upcoming election? No,
he would do something to damage the MPP. It's good for that purpose. He will draw part of their votes. But what I'm looking for is that the TUC, in the past, in the 70s, TUC had a party, right? They should sit down again, look at it, come together of the churches. I've been saying that we will send a petition to the Christian Council. They should come together because, look, now to just present Mahama alone is to say that in Ghana we don't have leaders. I mean, 32 million people. They're saying that apart from Mahama, there's no other person who can help govern this country. But the way the system works, that's how come Socrates, through Plato, they said, look, democracy is not good. Democracy is not good because of the selection system. We all know that the secret is that to be able to run a presidential election, you need what? Hundreds of millions of dollars. Hundreds of millions. So it leads to an adverse selection. You see, our current democratic system, it leads to adverse selection. We end up selecting the one who has the deepest pockets or the one who can get the business people to bring in money. And that's how come our democracy is flawed. I mean, you read Plato's Republic, and so he makes suggestions like we should, in the Philosopher King, those leaders, some people should be separated, trained, okay, for this purpose years before, right? And they begin to rule after age 50. But I'm interested in the training bit and the fact that they say that those leaders should not own property. Yeah, in the Republic. He says that, look, to stop corruption and this, the leaders should not own property. So I've been thinking about it. Should we be going back there in the next constitutional...
I'm actually teaching this semester.
Thank you. Yes. I'll come and sit in the lectures more because, I didn't read political science. It's true, coming here that now I'm reading to catch up, to understand. Because you read, and that book, Prof, thank you can add more. They tell you that, you see, Western democracy is built on the writings of Plato. The Western democracy we all aspire to is built on the writings of Plato. Even if we come to the church, the same thing. Christian doctrine and thinking also built on Plato. At that time, at a point in time, okay, the Dark Ages and all that stuff, Augustine, the Catholic saint, when he came in, there were issues. They had to build on the writings of Plato. So you hear... St. Augustine's. They had to build on the writings of Plato. So today, Christian doctrine, a lot of writings in the church are also based on the writings of Plato. So you see, that's how I come every day. I'm quoting Plato. Of course, he's also saying those are the ideas of Socrates. You see, and from Plato, his student Aristotle, right, also came and criticized them. Then they refined the ideas. So I'm talking about how ideas are refined. So, and the point is that Plato is said that, he says, Socrates said it, the leader should not own property. He should not own property. Should we be going back there? So that we can deal with the corruption? All this, how many minutes I've been talking so far, it's all because of the corruption. Politicians will come and lie to us. That's where the problem is.
Are we faced with that credible threat of this situation of money taking over?
Absolutely. That is where the whole problem is. So until we can, just face up to the problem that, look, it's money that is destroying us, this corruption. The way, like, you've seen Cecilia Dapa's money, right? Yeah, so much money, over $1 million, and then $1 million, then 300,000 pounds in her bedroom. You see such a thing? Of course, we haven't even talked about the bank account. You look at the other cases, okay? Then you look. You remember the case of the polytanks and all that. So the mix is that Bawumia has been part of this administration. And I keep saying that, look, if Bawumia wasn't like Akufo-Addo, our bad leader, Bawumia wouldn't have survived till now. If Bawumia wasn't as bad as Akufo-Addo, he wouldn't have survived as vice
what exactly
president.
do you mean
Do you
by
remember
that?
Akka? You remember Akka? Akka disagreed with Rawlings and they fought. Have you ever heard Bawumia fighting Akufo-Addo? No. No. You see, Akka told Rawlings, no, I'm not like you. You see, Akka fought Rawlings. Have you seen Bawumia fighting?
So, in making reference to that example, what exactly do you intend to communicate?
Yeah, so what I'm communicating is that show me your friend and I'll show you your character. Sometimes that's how it is. Akufo-Addo himself has said that Bawumia is economic messiah, and his wife said, "Oh, my husband is an economic wizard. My husband is an economic wizard." Look, I sent that thing to Atu that he should play it when Akufo-Addo stood on a campaign platform and said, "Bawumia eba be so sike sidi num oba be ya manyoma koyie." He said under Atamil's Mahama, $1 It came to Atamil's Mahama, $1, $1, 3 cedis, and that if it was he, Akufo-Addo, he would have resigned. So what I'm saying is that these are the promises that they made, and for 6.5 years, it's almost 7, so let's just call it 7 years, and looks likely for the 8th year. They've rather retrogressed us. You know what they've done, the IMF that we had to go to, debt to GDP went to 104% and all that. It would take at least a decade to right all the wrongs. So for Bawumia to be in charge of an economic management team that has taken us to IMF, debt to GDP rose to 104%. Right now, the exchange rate has stabilized a bit because we are not paying external debts. We are now trying to wrap up. As soon as we start paying, to go up. Inflation is 38% the last time, right? How are we going to reward such a man with another, victory in the elections? Why? Are we fools? The Americans will say, is the economy stupid? Is the economy stupid? After we experience this kind of economic hardship, right? This kind of economic hardship, you go to buy a ball of kinky, you need no less than 5 cedis. When they came, how much was it? You could buy a ball of kinky with what? 1 cedi. A ball of kinky you could buy with 1 cedi today, you need 5 cedis. Fish, at least 7 cedis. You come to cocoa, even cocoa crown now, you can't buy with 1 cedi, you need 3 cedis. Go to the other examples. Prof, you said Gary soaking. So what was the figure you gave? Gary soaking is a granite. So if you ask me, that Bawumia can come and tell me that after rendering us so wretched, after throwing us into a deep economic crater, he will have the effrontery to say we should vote for him again. Why? Charlie, this one, they're not on this F. And Mr. Council, let me mention this. Let me mention it. I'm very, very critical as part of it.
While you round up.
Bawumia, to just show that, look, let's ask Bawumia. Was he not in this country where in 2020, 5th October, the Auditor General issued a statement that the 52.5 billion that was said to have been lost, they are looking for it, okay? Auditor General said so. If Bawumia is interested in fighting corruption, from 5th October 2020 till date, I was just checking with Mr. Domlevo and Mike Afo, who is petitioning the Speaker of Parliament to take that matter up. Is Bawumia interested in the 52.5 billion that we couldn't find? Is Bawumia interested in that money? Is Bawumia interested?
Okay.
Mr. Okanse, please let me read the letter just briefly. Just 1 minute, I beg you.
You round up for me with that.
Yes. Yes. So the point is that Bawumia hasn't shown that he has the strength, he has anything that it takes to be able to lead this country. See, West problem, as we say, is about accountability, the corruption that is killing us. To the extent that he is part of the Akufo-Addo government, the government that even before COVID was already struggling, and with the the finance minister admitted to in the letter to the IMF. That was what I was trying to prove. But listen, because of time. So I'm interested in this letter.
While you do that, I would.
1st December 2020, the Auditor General's letter, press statement. You know, Kevin Taylor was making noise about the 52.5 billion. And they said they are looking for it. That's what the Auditor General said, that they are looking for that money because, you know, the Bank of Ghana is supposed to keep the money, but Oforiatta gave instructions that several GCB, they were keeping money in an unlawful account. And Auditor General said they are working on it.
Right.
And listen to this. He said, once again, we wish to assure the public that, as usual, we shall submit an audit report to Parliament when the exercise is completed. Till date, there is no report to Parliament.
All right. So is the question
billion,
to the Auditor General.
Yes, and I'm saying Bawumia is sat in this economy. Have you heard him say anything about it?
So it's a question to the Auditor General to then answer.
52.5 billion.
And it's interesting you make reference to the Auditor General because you also have an issue, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, we'll come back to later.